Hello and welcome to Premier Scene. I'm Julie Moggan. I'm here for day 13 of the London BFI Film Festival. We're at the Mayfair Hotel and we're ready to speak to Julie Moggan about her new documentary, Guilty Pleasures.
When you start writing, the first 10 or 15 minutes is an easing in to the world you left the day before. But once you're in, you can sympathise with all the emotions you're creating. I can, for a while, be a 28-year-old woman in love.
Arch your back a bit for me, Gina. Perfect. Eyes closed. You're in that mood. We're not here.
She'd never considered herself a sucker for a man in a uniform before. Her gaze trailed down across his shiny badge to the crisp folds of his shirt that clung tightly to his bronzed and muscular chest. A knight in shining armour. Once again, he seemed to have come to her rescue.
Julie, nice to meet you. You have just directed Guilty Pleasures, so could you tell us a little bit about the film, please?
Yeah, Guilty Pleasures is a documentary rom-com that I've been working on for the last 2.5 years. And the film is really exploring, it looks at the three readers who love romance novels, one in Japan, one in India, one in the UK, and it also explores the life of one guy who's the only male writer of the books in this country, a chap called Roger Sanderson, and a male model who's been on the cover of over 200 romance novels to date. So.
Okay. And how did you get involved in the project? What made you want to make this film in particular?
I came across an article that said every 3 seconds somebody buys a Mills & Boon romance novel, and I was very surprised to read that statistic. I thought that Mills & Boon were kind of dying institution, and that really just sort of elderly ladies read the books, really. But it was, I couldn't have been further from the truth. And as I set out to do more research, I realised that women all over the world of all different kind of ages read the books, and I wanted to explore that phenomenon through my film.
How forthcoming were Mills & Boon in allowing you to make this documentary, or did you do it without any involvement?
No, but Mills & Boon have been fantastic. I mean, we haven't made the film officially in collaboration with them, but it's very much an independent project, but they have been very useful with putting me in touch with editorial staff here in London, the Tokyo team, the team in Mumbai, and then again in America. There were several, and Canada as well. The head office there in Canada were very helpful with putting me in touch with the models, and yeah. So all in all, they were incredibly helpful. Yeah, yeah.
And what kind of research did you do for preparing for the film? And did you read any of the books?
Of course, yeah. I hadn't read any before I came across that article, but yeah, I've read many books. I have 3 or 4 shelves full at home, and I met several of the writers who were very generously gave me some of their books to read. So yeah, I've read a lot.
So did you feel you were making the documentary in terms of being objective as a filmmaker, or were you doing it also as a fan? Well, in the end, I think the film, although Mills & Boon is the starting point for the film, really, the film isn't exactly about Mills & Boon. It's using Mills & Boon novels and the people that read them, or people who are connected to that world. I'm using their love of the books as a way into making a film that looks about love and romance. So it's not exactly about the franchise as such, and not even that much in detail about the books. So I wouldn't say I'm directing it as a fan at all. No, it's quite a subjective piece. Sorry. Yeah. And you sort of travelled around the world, and obviously in Tokyo and India. Did you find that there were similarities in people in their desire for what they want from human relationships?
Yeah, well, I guess most of the readers I met, they would also like, all the books. One of the sort of kind of rules, I suppose you could say, of Mills & Boon is that they must end happily, and I think, yeah, all the readers I met were, of course, hoping for their own happy ending. I'm trying to think what. Well, the most the Mills & Boon has lots of different subgenres, and they market different lines, and I think the most popular line around the world is the modern series, which tends to feature billionaire characters, tends to be set in very glamorous destinations.
like Monaco in Italy, or it features Arab sheikhs in the desert. So that line, as opposed to historical or medical or desire or blaze, I think the modern line was the most popular globally. So I think obviously there's something quite universal in those fantasies for many women. So.
And what was it like when you were speaking to Roger? I mean, what could you tell us about him?
Yeah, Roger was lovely. Always lovely to go and do some filming with Roger. He's quite experienced with being filmed and talking about his work, and he enjoys very much. It's his big passion in life. So he's very comfortable and very at speaking about these things, and just very enjoyable to spend time with. So yeah, I had a good time.
Is it Steve is the model?
Stephen, yeah.
And what was he like? Obviously, he's done a lot of work for Mozambique.
Yeah, Stephen's great. Also, incredibly very fun, very charismatic guy. Obviously, a real treat to go to New York to see him and hang out in Manhattan with him, and meeting his towards the end of the film, he gets a girlfriend, and she was very nice, and just a lot of fun actually to hang out and learn about his life. So,
yes, a bit about your background. You've studied at NFTS.
Yes,
What was that experience like?
Fantastic. Yeah, it was very intense. 2 years there. They work you very hard. But yeah, a wonderful experience, a wonderful opportunity really to work with other, some really great students there, and some brilliant teachers, great facilities. So, and really time to really think about who you are as a filmmaker and what your voice, what you're trying to say about the world really, or what kind of stories interest you, why you want to make films, what learning the craft, but also the point of who you are. And
this is your third documentary, is that right?
Yeah, this is my first feature-length documentary, and I've made a few other films.
Finding your voice there. I mean, do you feel like you've found your voice now as a filmmaker, and that's something you're secure with?
I guess. I mean, it's always learning. Yeah, absolutely. And watching the film the last couple of days, I'm sitting there thinking, oh, if only I'd done this, or if we cut it like this. Well, no, I mean, I'm very pleased with the work my editor's done, but just general. If there was a bit more time, then we would have done this or that. And but yeah, in terms of voice, I think I certainly know the themes that I'm very interested in, and that I think are quite connected to my upbringing or my experiences in life. I think I know the stories that jump out and make me, and that I feel that's me. That's something in that very much connects to who I am and what I'm about. So I guess my voice is developing with each film, but no, it's an ongoing, lifelong journey, I expect. So yeah. And
what's next for the film on the horizon? I mean, where does it go after BFI?
We're in talks with distributors at the moment, so just waiting to see what happens with that. We're showing at the Amsterdam Documentary Festival in November, which is great. It's a very big documentary festival, so it's a good platform. Hopefully lots of people will see it there. We're showing on Morpho early next year. So yeah, we'll see.
Stephen, do me a favour, don't be quite so straight. Thank you. No, I don't need the Regency pose. Open your chest more to me a wee bit. Yeah.
Their lips met in the urgent fusing of two people who desired each other. And this time Candida didn't resist, but allowed herself the intoxicating pleasure of feeling his lusty maleness against her. Such ecstasy didn't belong here on earth. Wasn't this all too good to be true? Candida felt her head spinning. Was this a dream? The man she'd resented for so long loved her.
So, a Mills and Boon novel is sold every 4 seconds. Incredible. That's Julie Moggan's new documentary, Guilty Pleasures. I'm William McLaughlan, signing out for Premier Scene.